Hello again, Kari.
Hey.
If I give you a keyword,
Okay.
learning outcome descriptions.
Okay. So ask yourself, or ask the one in charge of the course. Upon completion of this course, what should the student know or be able to do, or even what attitude should he or she have developed? The
Yes.
answer to that, or the description of that, would be the learning outcome description.
See, and then we call this chapter
Learning outcome descriptions and constructive alignment.
Okay, let's
That's
go.
a surprise.
Yes, let's go.
The learning outcome descriptions should help us plan the course. Ask yourself, or ask the one in charge of the course, upon completion of this course, what should the students know? What should they be able to do? Or even, what attitude should they have developed? In other words, how can we describe the desired learning outcome? As teachers, we hardly ever get to decide the learning outcome descriptions or learning goals, but we need to understand them. And we should help the students understand, especially online, where we don't have the constant flow of well-timed words, gestures, and facial expressions to let students know if they are on the right track. Learning outcome descriptions are what we intend the students to learn. To make the process comprehensive for them, teaching and learning activities must be linked to the learning outcome description. If we want these students to be able to express knowledge, let them practice expressing themselves. If we want them to analyze or evaluate things, we must let them practice that. And finally, the assessment must be aligned with the learning outcome descriptions, teaching, and learning activities. As an example, there is no point having the students practice making videos if we assess them with a multiple choice quiz about videos. If the objective is to make good videos, then we should have them create videos and then assess the videos themselves. The Tasmanian professor John Biggs and his colleague Catherine Tang call this constructive alignment. And if I were to choose only one model for teaching, this would be it. This is as basic as it gets. In his blog at johnbiggs.com.au, John Biggs writes, "In my last year of teaching, I had a class of 82 school teachers who were studying how psychology could be applied to teaching. It suddenly struck me how silly it was to give the usual exam or final assignment in which my students would tell me what I had told them about applying psychology to education. Rather, they should be telling me how they themselves could apply what psychology they knew to improve their teaching decisions. That was the underlying intended outcome of the course. So that is what I asked them to do, by putting their evidence for psychologically driven teaching in a portfolio. After the initial shock, they saw the relevance of the course to their own teaching. I received the best teacher ratings I'd ever had. Thus was constructive alignment born."